What's up, everybody? And welcome to another introduction video. It's been way too long since I've done one of these. Today's other I'm introducing you to is Deppie. Deppie is what I consider the quintessential depression management other in my system. Essentially, what her role is to basically keep me safe during depressive episodes. And I know that seems a little weird, but it is very helpful. Okay, so since we got that kind of basic description out of the way, let's talk about what she looks like, because I always seem to do that for some reason. Deppie is a sort of tall woman with very pale skin, sort of sunken eyes. Like, they're not, like, way back there, but they're a little bit sunken. She has some, kind of like me, she has, like, these under her eyes, like some slight bagging underneath there. She has a little bit of what looks like lines right here. It's very specific to her. I don't think I have any others who look as tired as she does. And she generally will have this sort of look of disconcertion, I can't think of the word for it, a look of worry on her face. Disconcerted, like, that's how she looks. I think she's a little bit taller than me, wears all black, usually a black dress or a black sweater, just something that's long, dark, and sometimes a little bit baggy with some of the stuff she wears. She is curvy, I would point that out. Her hair is long, black, and actually it's like way down to her waist. It's very, very long. In some of my drawings, when I was trying to kind of figure out what she would look like before I actually asked, mind you, because I knew she was there, I just didn't know what she looked like. And I have this weird habit of being like, oh, I wonder what they look like. As soon as I start realizing they're there, or I'm told about one, I kind of think about stuff and I draw it. I originally had drawn her with hair down to the floor, which is not true. She does cut it, which is interesting. She lives with Anna and Pan in their mansion. She's kind of like their guardian, but also a friend to them, and that's also her home, so... And it's also good for her. She generally doesn't like a lot of bright light, which is fair. When you're feeling down, you kind of don't like going out into light as much. At least I don't. Her eyes are usually, I think they're like grayish purple, which is really neat. And she's very soft-spoken. So, kind of the opposite of me most of the time. Deppie is, personality-wise, very down on herself. She's generally very reclusive. She likes helping people, and she's very kind and wants to help. But she feels like she doesn't do enough. Like, she keeps me from hurting myself or doing anything worse than that. But she feels like she should be able to do more and doesn't really know what else she can do besides making me comfortably numb. That being said, she is one of my most helpful others, because depressive episodes, especially with YouTube, being something I like doing as often as possible, they do happen. And, it's kind of like that thing of, oh, you got all this stuff going on in your head, and in your real life, you're gonna get depressed. Well, that's kind of why she's here, as far as I'm aware. I don't know when she was created, necessarily. Probably years ago. I dealt with depression for a very long time, and she does seem about as old as Serenity. Maybe a little bit older, maybe a little younger, I'm not sure. But she is very motherly in her personality, as well as being down on herself. It's a very weird combo, but at the same time, it's one that I can easily understand. It's like, yeah, you can be depressed, but you can still be a good mom. And she's not a mom, obviously. Like, Anna and Pan are not actually her kids, but she kind of took ownership of them. They don't have parents, so she's the closest thing they have to a guardian. What else is there you need to know? I do remember at one point that she was described as having a perpetual rain cloud over her head by Joy, who is, I believe I heard it was her sister, but I don't know. Joy, I'm not going to go too much into her, she is kind of like the happier of the two, and she does live nearby them. She has her whole video I gotta do. That's gonna be crazy, because I barely know anything about her. But she's described Deppie as having a perpetual rain cloud over her head and just being a gloomy Gus, essentially is what she called her. But she doesn't hate her. She just is like, oh, she's such a gloomy Gus. She doesn't really laugh at my jokes that much. She has a little chuckle, which isn't like burst out laughing. Which, to be fair, kind of fits with depression, at least how I've experienced it. When I'm feeling really depressed, I don't say a lot. I'm very soft-spoken. I don't laugh that much. You know, it's kind of like she's representing that part of me and helping me deal with it. And, you know, mixing that with all the trauma that I've dealt with. Oh, sorry, face itches. She does her job very, very well. You know, like I mentioned, she makes me comfortably numb. Basically, she makes me sleep a lot, generally more than I should, and just kind of lay there and stare off into space. You know, instead of, you know, going off the deep end and doing things that I've done in the past. A little bit of a trigger warning. I probably put this in the description as well, or content warning, whatever, maybe both. But I have mentioned in the past on YouTube that I have contemplated and attempted suicidal actions before. And I have self-harmed, and I wonder if she actually showed up around that time to kind of say, no, you know, you don't have to go that far. And it would make sense. It really would. For an other with her role to basically step in and be like, no, just no. Don't do this. You don't need to. It's not that bad. You know, it's bad. It seems bad to you because your anxiety and everything is kicking in, and your depression's awful, and all this other stuff's happened to you. But it's not as bad as you think. And I believe she's actually come out in videos before. So, you know, not a whole lot else I really need to say about her, honestly. I can think of on the top of my head. Honestly, I think Deppie is one of the few that does not front very often, but she generally does her work from the background. She is not confrontational. She will not come up to defend someone. That's not her job, obviously. Like, but if she needs to, she will speak to me mentally and be like, there's another way. You know, take time, think about your situation, and calm yourself down. And she works in conjunction very well with other parts of me, which we'll talk about in a separate video. But honestly, there you go. That's your introduction to Deppie. I know it wasn't anything spectacular. I'm a little rusty at this. I haven't done it in, God, a few months. And I'm very, very sorry for that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, all that stuff, you know, whatever you want to do. Remember, you're beautiful, you're valid, and you're important. That is very, very, very important to me and everyone up here. And I'll see you in the next video I make. Sorry, I'm seriously trying to remember my intro and everything. So until then, goodbye.